Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. As we ended episode 1 with the Lumberjack Landlord, we talked about doing 2 episodes. What would it take to see real estate go up 20%? And what would it take to go down 20%? First episode here, we're going to do up. I think it's the easier for folks to understand. I think more and more people are leaning that way. We've seen Fannie Mae, Zillow, Redfin, all adjust, even Goldman adjust their expectations up. So Matt, it's what is it, March 8th. What is it going to take for real estate to go up 20% from here?
Status quo, just status quo. Even with just lumber prices continue to get more expensive, the demand remaining what the demand is, the supply basically remaining what the supply is. All of these things, New Hampshire has actually moved forward with a bill that basically allows elimination of zoning.
Oh, wow.
That's going to make things boom a little bit harder. I mean,
yeah,
a little bit, making ADUs that much easier. Like,
oh,
holy
yeah.
cow.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think big lots, corner lots, all those things will suddenly have more value. Yeah.
Yep. All 6 in my portfolio. Yes, everyone. Yep. not that I looked.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that all it has to take for things to continue to go the road that they're going is just literally just status quo.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's getting a lot more expensive. Inflation continues to run super, super hot. There continues to be a shortage of labor or properly matched labor in the markets.
Yep.
And all the other things that I said, materials and demand and house formation and all this other crazy stuff that it's like it's right there. It's not even if it just goes at the normal clip that it's going at, they consumes too much of what you have out there.
Yeah.
So even foreclosures, like I've seen some stuff finally.
Dude, foreclosure up 97%. Bigger Pockets just put out a video today. Yeah.
What crap.
It went from 2 to 4.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that's the thing is, like, I've seen some, but it's not been many.
No,
it's not been many. Mm-mm.
So I got a list of 5 things. Any one of these 5s can make real estate go up 20%. And if you put a couple of these together, it's comical to think about what could happen. So first and foremost, you have to think about when you say up 20%, you got to remember that's a nominal number, right? Everybody gets so freaking confused.
Right.
If you back out a 12% CPI, it really only went up 8%, but we're talking 20%, not inflation adjusted. So you got to remember that half of that's going to come from inflation.
Right.
Oh my God. Yeah. So I think half of 20 comes from inflation. So that means the next 5 things give you 20% or the other 10%. So here we go. The Fed proves to be weak and is a little, and basically Dion's right. So the Fed takes rates up a point, then stops and then reduces. Just that alone, prices go up 10 more percent. Mm-hmm. Wages. I believe, and I've said for a while, that we're about to see wage spiral inflation. I think with this oil and commodities and all of that, it's going to make it even more. It's entrenched in Powell. If you don't get off your ass, this is going to be a real problem. Mm-hmm. But if wages go up 10%, and that's not unheard of, right? I've done research back to the 70s. A 10% wage increase is not unheard of. It's happened before. It's happened several times before.
Sure.
And again, if wages go up 10%, we're in a payment-based society. You take wages up 10% in a weak Fed, it's a layup for another 10%.
Agreed.
Okay, there's an economist that I'm still trying to get scheduled. He's actually painted a picture that I kind of agree with that I never thought of. And that is the next year, we're going to see unemployment go from 3.8 down to under 3 and possibly as low as 2, because we're going to see income. We've seen a lot of labor attracted to building stuff. Mm-hmm. We're about to see summer season, spring services go nuts. And that's going to be more wage cycle into a basket of it. There's just not enough people. Wages are going to go up again. So unemployment is going to go down again. Easy layup. I'm not done yet. How about a 40-year mortgage done by FHFA or Fannie and Freddie because it's the first time buyer can't buy and they're priced out and all the investors are greedy. Let's give the 40-year mortgage to all owner occupants. Well, I've done the math. That gets you 12%. So 12% on top of 10 from inflation. There's your layup. And the final one,
Yes.
a first-time home buyer program that gives out 10 or 15 or 20 grand for deposits. I mean,
Yes.
any one of those 5 gets you the extra 10%. You get 2 or 3 of those, it's a layup for another 20%. I mean, it's frightening to think about real estate going up another 20% on the back of the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, I had to correct somebody. Somebody said, real estate right now is really expensive. And I said, it's just not.
Yeah, it's not compared to what? You mean?
I said, it's not. I said, my payments are lower with the stuff that I'm buying now than they were when I was buying them 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago.
And rents are up.
Right. I said, so it's actually not, it's not. I said, the problem that we're going to have is that if we finally get to the point where real estate's expensive, that's going to be dicey, right? 5% interest rates, but it still hasn't done enough to curb appetite yet. So it still hasn't slowed the appreciation down.
Yeah.
That's where it starts to get nasty. And we know, you and I know that takes time. So it's going to be the end of this year, sometime next year, and that is not good.
Yeah. Again, I think real estate going up 20% from here. Again, half of that's from inflation. That's the key to this, right? But the other 10%, it's really not that hard. I gave you 5 things. Any one of those 5, I think, give you the extra 10%, and you get 2 or 3, or God forbid, 3 or 4 or 5 of those things. It'll be frightening to see how fast single families go up.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's,
yeah.
And a lot of people ask, well, I can't find a deal. So what do I do? Just keep stacking cash.
Yeah, exactly. Keep trying. Don't give up.
Keep stacking cash. Keep trying. Keep doing the work. Keep stacking cash. You will eventually find the myth of a motivated seller come true, because you haven't seen that for the last couple of years.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But it will happen. And when it does, you'll see one, and then you'll see a couple, and then you'll see more. And then it will be, now I have actual deals to choose from, as opposed to just having to take the only really good deal that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I see it happening.
Yeah. So, next episode is going to be what's going to take for real estate to crash 20%. That ought to be fun and exciting. But before we get there, how can people find you?
Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube and Lumberjack Landlord on Instagram. I'm looking forward to number 3 for sure.
Absolutely. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Mike.